Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Real Texas Team Podcast, episode 31. And I'm the host of the channel. With me, as always, my co-hosts, Mike. How we doing, Mike?
Doing great, doing awesome. Rocking Deshaun before it catches fire.
Literally, yes.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you could probably just walk into a church and it'll catch fire. But you can go check out Mike at Mass 3 Productions on YouTube. Give his YouTube channel a like. A videographer, photographer, all-around great guy. Down here at the bottom, we got Chris, a.k.a. Pac-Man Freestyle. Check him out at That's Crazy Podcast and Talk. Go ahead and hit a like, subscribe over there. Trying to help him grow his brand. Chris, how we doing tonight?
Oh, man, I'm all right. I'm just glad I was able to make it in today. Hey, we here.
That's right. We're here. We're 1-0, and we're ready to talk about a Bears team whose offense is as stagnant as a puddle in the middle of spring. Like it's
going on.
not good. They've got more pieces than I know what to do with, and they still can't move the ball. Now, maybe Tennessee's defense has something to do with that. But we'll get into all of that here in a little bit later. We are at 110 subscribers at the time of this recording, so I'd like to see that number jump up 115. That'd be nice. Maybe 120. And then a 10-like goal on this episode would be huge. And if we say anything that you guys don't jive with or you really like, whatever, drop it in the comments section.
Let us know.
And hit the notification bell. First things first. How's it feel to be 1-0, gentlemen?
Yeah.
That's been a long time.
Only one in AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're like 1-0 in the division already. That's so huge. So huge. Oh. Isn't it nice when you have the best quarterback in the division?
Yeah. Feels great not to be from Duval.
Yeah, or being a Titans fan.
It's a good color blue. Good color blue.
Will Levis is really disappointing. Will Levis had one good game last season. His first game he started, and he has just been terrible. His problem is he makes mistakes. Not that he's terrible. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think he doesn't think. He just makes too many mistakes. Like
he tries to play hero ball.
Occasionally shines on the dog's ass. It's okay.
Will Levis is the epitome of hero ball. That stupid pick six that he threw was all the evidence I needed. He's just constantly looking for a big play or to keep the play alive, and he doesn't know when to just pack it up, take a loss, and move on with his life.
He's going to win some games. I talk about him pretty badly as well, but the guy's he's going to accidentally win a few. I think it because he can throw.
Mm-hmm.
His accuracy is slightly better than Anthony Richardson's, and he's an athlete. He's not afraid to take a hit.
Yeah, it's like a Josh Allen type to me.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of because I felt like Josh Allen was the same way. Now, don't get me wrong. Josh Allen proved on Sunday that he didn't need Stephon Diggs. I don't care. I know they were playing Arizona. They were playing a professional football team, though.
Josh Allen further along in his career, so he should be at least decent by now, right?
You would think.
Yeah, because that was what I wasn't watching the game, but I was watching the score, and I'm like, oh my God, is it because Stephon Diggs is gone? And then he turned it up. So, because I always wonder about things like that. I think Josh Allen's a great quarterback, but we also hadn't seen Josh Allen as a great quarterback without Stephon Diggs. So
that's why I say, can we really call him great? That's stretching it a little bit. Great. Good.
I agree that he's great. I think he's the top quarterback. I really do.
I see Ryan Tannehill in that guy. But I see it. I can't unsee it. I've been trying to. I was begging him to choose a different number to where I wouldn't see it as much.
Oh man, I don't feel that way. I do not. I don't know. I think Oh, I think he's way. I think he's. Oh my God, I think he's way better. Man, I feel like now. I feel Josh Allen. I feel like he's way better than Ryan Tannehill. I really feel like he's a top quarterback. I don't feel like he's the best. I feel like Lamar's better. I feel like Joe Burrow's better. I feel like C.J. Stroud's better in his second year. But I still think he's a top quarterback.
I can name 5 quarterbacks better than him, so that I can't call him great.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, look, let's just agree that Will Levis is Josh Allen with a mayonnaise addiction, and
I can go with that.
I think we're okay. So, before we get into that matchup, Okuda is on IR now. We don't know if it's short-term IR, but he is on IR. That freed up a roster spot, and that means they elevated Rashad Weaver, former Tennessee Titan. He's probably going to be playing a little bit of that Mario Edwards role in our defense. He's a little on the bigger side. He's not too big, though. I mean, he's probably between 270 and 280, and he'll fill in that Danico Mario Edwards role in the kind of that pass rush defensive tackle.
Okay.
Which should be pretty solid for him, but we'll see. Hopefully he'll be more of a reserve because whoever we had out last week, Fullaronzo and Mario Edwards Jr., were doing pretty damn well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, no MJ Stewart and Dalton Schultz at practice. So let's talk about Okuda. Does his absence make you worry more about the secondary or less?
No word at all.
He doesn't really factor into my worry about secondary other than who's the backup outside corner now. It just makes me question it, but doesn't really make me worry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking right now. I'm just going over. Okay, so first of all, the reason I say nothing is because I'm sitting here reading it. He only played 5 snaps. He only played 5 snaps on Sunday. So no, we did not see him play. Just no. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but no, we did not see him play.
Somebody went and got water and needed somebody to step in for a second.
Yeah,
basically. So no, we did not need to see him play. He's secondary is not going to be any difference. I honestly think that that the secondary the issues that they had anyway was just because I think at the time Anthony Richardson had too much time, and also I think on that first Alec Pierce play, I honestly think he overthrows him if he don't slip. Great pass. I'm not taking anything away from the pass. It was perfect. It was a touchdown pass. It looked great. It should have been number 1 on Sports Center because he slipped and still threw it. But I think if he don't slip, he overthrows him. He knew he was going that way anyway.
You're the first person I heard say that. Now that you mention it, you're probably right. If he doesn't slip, he probably does overthrow him.
Because I thought because bringing up the Mitchell thing that we brought up when we were pre-gaming, the Mitchell thing, him missing Mitchell, I thought he had Mitchell. Oh. Well, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that first one I saw along the sideline, where he just overshot him so bad, where it should have been a touchdown. It was blown coverage. Coverage was blown, so he should have had him. Like I say, but back to Okuda, no, don't think. No.
Okay. Is there any worry about MJ Stewart and Dalton Schultz not practicing? Does that give you any worry at all?
Dalton, a touch. Just a little bit with Dalton, only because I know that's a safety blanket for CJ. Dalton's not the greatest run blocker. If you look back at the game and you watch most of those games when Mixon was breaking it was Cade Stover on the field. It was Brevin Jordan on the field.
Yeah.
So he's not a great run blocker. With the ball in his hand, yes, I think that's the part that's going to be missed, but I don't think he misses this game. Dalton isn't known for missing a lot of football games.
It's true.
Maybe it's just a veteran rest day.
It's possible. It's possible. MJ did miss last week, but do you think if he plays this week, the safety play looks a little bit better because we won't see Eric Murray on the field as much?
No, because we don't need to see Eric Murray anyway. That's supposed to be Kalen Bullock. It's supposed to be Bullock.
Fair. Can't
If
Bullock
Bullock's
almost
on the field to play that Alec Pierce was on the field, I don't think Alec Pierce catches that.
Yeah. Okay. What were you saying, Chris? He almost had 2 picks.
Was that Eric Murray was the safety that came who was the safety that came up on the first touchdown? Because he was working against Stingley.
It was Eric Murray.
Uh-huh. It was Eric
Murray, but in the frame it shows Eric Murray and what's his
Stingley.
name? No, it's the other guy, the other safety.
Laster. Petrie. Laster.
No, the safety, not Petrie.
Jimmy Ward.
It shows them being caught on Jimmy Ward and Eric Murray. Stingley, it looked like he thought he had safety help.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But because when I saw the touchdown pass, when I saw the repeat, it looked like whoever the safety was. First of all, it looked like he ran into the ref to begin with. I have to go back and look, but I'm talking about on the touchdown play. That one where Alec Pierce caught that pass over whoever he caught that pass over, which I think was Eric Murray. The one he caught in the middle of the field. I think he caught that over Eric Murray.
No,
but,
that was Jimmy Ward.
That was definitely Jimmy Ward got mossed.
Yeah.
He literally got mossed.
Okay. Well, my mistake. It didn't matter. Whoever it was, it didn't look good. But because like I said, I saw Stingley, but like I said, it looked like the safety. I agree, like he did think he had safety help, but then it also looked like the safety it really looked like he ran into the ref. That's really what it looked like. It looked like the safety ran into the ref and it slowed him down a tick. I mean, that don't mean he would have got there anyway. I don't know. Like I say, that's the only reason. MJ Stewart. Okay, so for this week, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But we won't know until we play. But I don't think it's that big of a deal this week, as opposed because I don't think Caleb Williams has the arm, nowhere near the arm of Anthony Richardson.
No. That in terms of deep shot,
that won't happen again.
No.
Yeah, that's the only reason they were in the game.
Yeah.
I think if they want to keep MJ Stewart out another week, I think it will be fine. I thought our defense, besides the big plays, in some of those, I just feel like the man just had like this super arm, and there was just nothing you could do about it. You know what I'm saying? There was just a few things you just couldn't do about that stuff. And it's week 1. There's going to be mistakes made. People still trying to figure stuff out. A bunch of new players. On part of you probably had a game plan for Okudah to be playing. He only played 5 snaps. You know, there's a lot of things that come into play. So not saying Okudah would have been good, but you know, still.
Yeah. Fair. All right. So look, as we've talked about already, we're playing Caleb Williams and the Bears. What do we want to see improved upon from last week to this week? What can we change, or what would you like to see change against this Bears team that I would think has maybe a more complete defense?
We got to put some pressure on Caleb. I need to see Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter touch him. And I mean touch him, not like Deshaun touch, but like touch the hell out of him.
Yeah. Become friends with him. Just back there, just really trying to kill him. That's the goal.
Yeah.
The
thing is, he already shows he'll panic. He will panic.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't. I feel like most of the pass rush last week was like the tackles would constantly be, almost back to back with Anthony Richardson just kind of smashed in between a little bit.
And
he'd step up. And occasionally Fulleronzo or Mario Edwards Jr. would step up and get a sack or whatever. But Caleb Williams is significantly smaller. I think he's a little bit more he's kind of got a little bit of that Deshaun Watson kind of random escapability. I think he's going to have to use every bit of that, and it's still not going to amount to much because I think the first time Danielle Hunter gets on him, It's going to change his entire way he views the game.
The thing is, I watched him at USC, and I was like, I didn't see all the hype that everybody else was. I was like, he's okay. He wasn't great, but he was okay.
Yeah.
And I just noticed that this week, since I paid more attention to him, and Caleb Williams might be 6 feet tall. And I mean 6 foot even.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not. Well, that offensive line is pretty large.
And that's the thing. Can he see over the offensive line?
Yeah.
He looks like Russell Wilson back there running.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he kind of does. I think it's unfair sometimes that we get these young quarterbacks in and we just immediately start calling them the next Patrick Mahomes. Like, can we let the man play before we start making some comparisons? Because even Mahomes didn't look like Mahomes in college.
No.
He had some pretty good games. Don't get me wrong. That Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma, Texas Tech game was crazy. But for the most part, Mahomes was not throwing for 700 yards in college.
No.
So
actually, when he got drafted, it looked like an overreach for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Nobody knew that he was going to be who he was. So, I mean, the Bears had moved up to draft Mitch Trubisky in that same draft.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I
That
know.
was the same draft that Deshaun was taking.
Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah.
God. See, the Bears are like the Bears are the Cleveland Browns of the NFC.
Yes.
They just can't get that quarterback thing right.
No, man, it's been I brought it up on this AFC South show. The Bears are cursed.
Yeah.
They didn't let Walter Payton score in the Super Bowl, and since that moment, they've been doomed to quarterback mediocrity. Even though Walter Payton was a running back, it was just the only way going forward that the team could be just fundamentally neutered. Because without a good quarterback, unless you have the 2000 Ravens defense, you don't have much of a shot of winning a Super Bowl.
But even their quarterback was better than anything Chicago had.
Trent Dilfer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rex Grossman.
Cutler was okay for a couple years. The problem is
that's supposed to be like the all-time best Bears quarterback almost. That's
seriously.
how bad their quarterbacks have been.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Orton. I can keep going.
Yeah. There was literally a season where they played like 9 different starting quarterbacks because everybody kept getting hurt. There was one that was a legitimate former rodeo clown, Craig Krenzel.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Deep cuts. I grew up in a house with my dad, my older brother being Bears fans, so we kind of paid attention to them. They're just like their defense will be what they're known for, and special teams. It's been that way for a long time.
It's crazy. All the different coaches that they went through, and their defense has pretty much always been good.
Yeah, that's the monsters of the Midway. I mean, they've been that. It's just kind of the same way with the Steelers. Yeah.
The Ravens, their defenses never go anywhere. And to be honest, the Browns always, even when they had their bad teams, their defenses were never really bad. Their teams were just bad. They had really bad quarterbacks throwing interceptions. Their defenses are always good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So how do we beat this 2024 Bears team? Give me like 3 things that have to happen for us to beat this Bears team.
Get the Caleb Williams.
Have to run the ball. Got to.
Yeah.
And like I said, we have to do sort of like we did last year. Even when the run game looks like it's struggling, you got to keep feeding.
Yeah.
You got to.
Between Tajay Spears, Tony Pollard, and Will Levis, they allowed 140 yards on the ground. I definitely think it's possible that Joe Mixon has a repeat performance.
I know some fantasy people that would love to see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been years since we've seen.
We'll be in the dome this time.
Oh yeah,
Be at home.
and at home, Sunday Night Football, primetime lights.
Uh-huh.
Caleb
So
Williams is
that's
going to have his fingernails all
that's
painted.
that's something that I think is going to be a problem for Caleb Williams. Is even though people can say what they want, he's been in the primetime light. You ain't been in this primetime light before.
No.
And it's the fact of it is every NFL team is faster in a dome. I don't care who you play. They're all faster in a dome. When there's no wind, there's no rain, there's nothing to slip up. You can control the temperature. You got a nice, breezy 78 degrees on the field. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope they kill that guy.
Oh, man. I think to beat the Bears, outside of rattling Caleb Williams, which I think the Titans were able to do pretty successfully last week, outside of that, I think you've got to find a way to put it out of reach early. That's one of the things I think the Titans offense was not able to do. I think it was 17-3 at halftime. If they would have put some more points up, been able to just maintain the running game. One of the biggest things that the Bears did was their defense had an amazing adjustment at halftime. They were getting run all over in the first half. Second half, I think they only allowed 30 or 40 yards on the ground.
Now, I will say that's the one thing that makes me nervous about them. Matt Eberflus is a defensive, I don't want to call him a genius, but a savant. He's good with defense.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this year is the first year it's really kind of coming all together, in my opinion. The last several years of his tenure as the Bears head coach, the defense has been a problem. But this year it seems to be the best part of the team, and that's crazy considering what they added on the offense. Are you at all worried about this wide receiver core that the Bears have? I know it takes somebody to get them the ball, but Keenan Allen dropped a bunch of passes last week.
I've never seen that before.
Right?
I've never seen Keenan Allen dropping passes.
Yeah. And they were easy touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared of DJ Moore. It's the only person I'm scared of. Not scared of Keenan Allen. He might get hurt. He's old. True. He might get hurt. It sounds so. I hate seeing stuff like that, and I don't want to sound like that. But the way the NFL is, like, that man might he might be hurt before the game starts.
I'll call this now, and I think it's the thing. I think Kalen Bullock's going to get his second interception on Sunday. Because one of the things that Chicago is going to do is they're going to test us deep. They're going to. They'd be stupid not to.
Yep.
Because, like I said, Indianapolis got pretty close to almost beating us just by bombing it down the field.
Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen did not practice today.
Oh! Look at here.
Okay, I know Rome he's hurt. I know he's actually hurt.
Being a rookie, right?
Yeah. They were hoping he was going to play this week.
Yeah. So look, I think if the Bears have any shot of winning this game, they've got to do what the Colts were unable to do, and that's rattle C.J. Stroud, right? Even though last week he was sacked 4 times, it felt like it didn't bother him. It felt like C.J. was, he knew he was going to get sacked. He'd go down and live to fight another down, live to fight another series. He doesn't play hero ball, so he's not just trying to chuck it up and hope for the best. Yep. If they can find a way of getting C.J. Stroud rattled and off time with his receivers, that's how I think they end up winning this game. And I don't see their offense doing enough to put up enough points, even if they are to mitigate the Texans' offense. It's going to have to be defense and special teams for the Bears. Because we were putting 7-8 people in the box last week against Jonathan Taylor. And for the first time in a long time, able to shut him down. So I don't know if we have to do exactly the same effort for Swift, but I don't see the running game doing much against us. I don't see Caleb Williams just doing much against us.
They got DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, who knows? He might return into that early Philly year. Remember, earlier in the year for Philly, he was good, and then I don't know what happened to him. But I'm not. I'm honestly, and the more I hear about injuries, the Bears they're scaring me less and less. Of course, you can get beat on any Sunday. I understand that, but they scare me less and less. Keenan Allen's not playing. I didn't expect him to do too much anyway. It's probably why he's dropping balls, because he probably hurt. I hate saying stuff like that, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like it's and Roma Dunes, you shouldn't be hurt already, but it's fine. And Caleb Williams, this is how I feel. CJ Stroud against the Colts. One of those sacks I don't even count because he slipped. He don't slip, he don't get sacked. One of them he slips. There's going to be a lot of differences. CJ's going to be more comfortable. I'm listening.
The thing I'm thinking about is CJ didn't complete. He had 6 incompletions, right?
Yeah.
You do know 4 of those he threw out of bounds on purpose.
Yeah. And one was almost intercepted because thank God that dude's foot was too big and hit the sideline, because who knew he was gonna jump 8 feet in there? You saw how high he jumped.
And that was one he was trying to throw away. He was trying to throw it away.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That dude jumped. These dudes are athletes these days.
Yep.
These dudes are athletes. That dude's vertical was ridiculous. like had he got the interception, he would have deserved it. I wouldn't have been mad at him. I'd have been fucked up. But I wouldn't have been mad at him at all. Golly.
I'd be mad.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. Well, look. Let's ask this question. Okay. Let's first ask, what kind of quarterback do we expect Caleb Williams to grow into? We kind of already don't agree, or we kind of already agree he's not Patrick Mahomes. But is he like a mid-tier quarterback as like his ceiling? What do you think his actual ceiling is? I feel like this team it's built better than any team that Justin Fields had. But I feel like Justin Fields already showed more promise in his rookie season. Like, I feel like after week 1 with Justin Fields, it was just a little bit better.
I'm gonna get close to the microphone on this one. Baker Mayfield.
It's going to take him a while to kind of really get that rhythm.
Yep.
And by that time,
and Baker's not a bad quarterback, but you said mid-tier. That's what Baker is.
Yeah. Yeah. And he
not quite Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Not quite Tua. Because he has all, like I said, Caleb has all the weapons. Most of his weapons played preseason with him. And he still looks lost.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have that team is pretty young. Like, they brought in some older guys like Keenan Allen and whatnot, but that offensive line got younger. They keep drafting, offensive linemen. Their left tackle, right guard, center are all first or second year players.
Yeah. I think 3 years at most.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that the Titans were able to do is they were able to move. They have a really big defensive interior. The Titans do. Between Travondre Sweat and Jeff Simmons, you're talking about nearly 700 pounds a man in the middle.
God.
Yeah.
That actually makes me not look forward to the Titans too much. That's a lot of
yeah. I mean, I think Travondre is 360 and Jeff Simmons is like 300, 320, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, but when their quarterback is Will Levis,
I know
it makes it a lot easier. It sounds so bad, but we beat them. We beat them with our backup quarterback, with Case Keenum, and Case Keenum was not good in that game. We're not gonna act like he was. He was.
Dalton Schultz saved him.
Exactly. He caught a pass that was incredible at the end of the touchdown pass. It was incredible. Like, come on now, we're not gonna do that with That's what I'm saying. So, but I do think the Titans have I honestly think the whole AFC South has at least the front fours of defenses are very strong, including Jacksonville's. Everybody has a pretty strong like front four on their defense.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that,
the entire AFC South, because what's it called? Got Josh Allen over there in Jacksonville, and I can't even think of anybody else's name.
Arik
Right
Armstead, Devon Hamilton, Travon Walker.
Just to put in perspective, they cut Foley for the Cots.
Yeah.
They cut the guy that's starting for us.
It's true. You know, and when we signed him, the Jaguars guys were saying that he's not good. And now I don't need him to be an elite defensive tackle. I just need him to be able to eat up blocks and tackle a motherfucker running the ball.
You ask that offensive line in Indianapolis, they got respect for Foley.
Yeah. Well, the right side of the Indianapolis line is the weakest side. Like right guard is like Will Fries or something. He's not a starter. Like he's starting, but he's not a starter. So I think that's where Folaronzo got his sack, and then Mario Edwards Jr. he's one of those that doesn't give up on a play. Like some guys will just get blocked, and then they're just kind of like, shit, I can't get there.
Yeah, no, he bodies the hell out of Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when he threw his ass, he slung the shit out his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Slung the shit out his ass. Lucky they didn't call for that flag because they could have. If they wanted to, they could have. You know how they be soft in the NFL now.
I thought it was coming.
So did I. The moment it happened, I was like, crap.
Oh, shit. Good play. Yeah. Yes, no.
No mustard on the left. Yeah. Oh, man. All right.
Bears.
So Nico Collins is going to be going up against presumably Jalen Johnson. And then you've got Tyreek Stevenson, and I can't remember who the other outside corner is, but Stevenson plays.
That's my point exactly.
They have a decent set. They got Kevin Byard back there. They got Jaquan Brisker, who's basically Jalen Petrie in a sense. He's just a little bit more of a I'm going to knock your lights out, Jalen Petrie.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin Byard, you know,
and what did Kevin Byard do last year when he got traded?
Well, nothing. He got traded mid-season to a defense he had to learn on the fly and start.
That already wasn't even a good defense.
Correct. Yeah. I think Kevin Byard just kind of went to a bad situation with the Eagles last year. That collapse at the end of that 4 or 5 games.
They're not good now.
The Eagles were so bad that Matt Patricia had a job with them.
Yeah.
On offense.
Yeah. Woof. So which wide receiver do you think has a more favorable matchup? Nico, Stephon, or Tank Dell? I'm going to look up who their slot corner is. I think it is Tyreek Stevenson.
It's Tank.
It's going to be Tank Dell every week for me. Anytime you ask this question, it's always going to be Tank Dell for me. I'm going to be honest.
The thing is, Stephon Diggs is going to get his. The touchdowns, I don't foresee 2 touchdowns every week. But Stephon Diggs has a knack for getting open regardless of who's on him. Mm-hmm. Tank is going to have a mismatch because at some point, there's going to be a linebacker trying to run with Tank dead.
Kyler Gordon is the nickel.
Oh, God.
Kyler Gordon.
Oh, God. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kyler. It's gonna be a long day.
The thing about Tank do anything on Sunday. Just wait until he can actually do something. Well, I mean, not the Tank Dell we're used to seeing, though. We saw a little bit. And CJ did miss him.
I've watched the game 3 times now. Tank was open. CJ didn't throw him the ball, but Tank was open.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's open multiple times.
The pass went to Nico. The pass went to Nico on the sideline. Tank was wide open.
Interesting.
I don't think it's ever going to be a problem of Tank getting the ball. but the offense dictated, oh God, they can't hold Nico. I think that's what it's going to be like every week. They're going to test, because early in the game, all three of them touched the ball. Once they saw, oh crap, we got a mismatch here, they're going to eat.
Yeah.
That's what Slowick's offense is finding the mismatch.
Yeah,
The
but
mismatch
either way it goes,
is probably going to be the tight ends.
even though he was open, you saw when they watch film, they're not even going to be paying attention to Tank when they're watching film. They might look at him, but they're going to be like, how we go stop Nico? How we go stop Stephon Diggs? They're going to forget all about Tank. Just like CJ forgot all about Tank. And then when CJ comes back to that third read, Tank going to be wide open. Tank's going to be the mismatch every week. I don't care. That's just how I feel. Unless he gets hurt, he's the mismatch every week. There's no other way around it. Like there, and it is what it is. And I think Stephon Diggs is a great red zone wide receiver. So I think they all are, but it's just
like I said, the mismatch this week is supposed to be Tank, but I also think we're gonna see a lot from those tight ends, regardless of who's playing tight end.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Chicago looked like they had trouble dealing with Tennessee's tight ends.
Yeah, Chig was the one who caught Will Levis's touchdown, and he was on. I think he was Brisker and Tyreek Stevenson were in the area.
Just not close enough.
No, just not close enough. As per usual.
Yeah, I do think that their defense will give us problems, but I don't know, because I think the Colts have a really good defense.
Yeah,
they do.
That's just the thing about it, and oh man,
it sounds crazy for me to even say it, but there's a chance the Colts might have the best front seven in our division. But
yeah, but I think this Bears front's it's nothing to wag your finger at.
Don't they have Patrick Queen as well?
No, shit. Who did? No, they have Tremaine Edwards.
Tremaine Edwards. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, because he's not on. Yeah, he's not on the stat sheet at all. So I would imagine that Patrick Queen would have popped up at some point. But Darrell Taylor with 2 sacks last week. He's a former UT graduate. Gervin Dexter Sr., he's a defensive lineman. He had a sack last week. Montez Sweat is the other edge rush. Yeah. I can't remember who the other defensive interior guy is, but these guys, they have some dudes that can go out there and rush the passer.
All these guys get paid to play football.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They do. But, I think Gervin Dexter was second in the NFL last season for sacks for a defensive interior lineman as a rookie. So there's a lot of dudes on this team, and it's going to be interesting because if we get the same offensive line from last week where the running game was all there, but the passing game looked crazy as hell, I think the Bears defense is going to eat CJ Stroud alive at times.
I think the way that this team is set up, they probably got their ass chewed out for as much as CJ got touched.
Probably, and I hope they did. But
yeah, because we talk about all these great players on the Texans, but this team is CJ Stroud. Yeah. It's going to be CJ Stroud for the next 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're paying pretty good money to the right and left tackles. It's about time they started doing that.
And I'll be completely honest, Laramie and Titus, they weren't paid to be run blockers.
No.
That's what they were paid for, because Laramie's never been graded.
No.
Titus had a brief moment, but his brief moment was actually when he was playing left tackle.
Yeah.
So, no.
Laramie at times kind of feels like on run plays like Michael Irvin back in the day where he'd just take a knee.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but
on
run plays, Michael Irvin would be like, I'm not blocking. I'm going to take a knee.
That's why I thought it was funny that at one point that Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders were teammates.
Yeah. I can imagine them at practice just kind of
standing there holding each other's hands.
Yeah. They're running the ball. I'm not worried about this.
This has nothing to do with us. You stay over here, I'll stay over here.
Yep. They're going to yell at us
Like
both.
George Pickens.
And then they were like, "You got cocaine?"
Oh,
Michael Irvin.
not the cocaine.
Michael Irvin was like, "Hell yeah, let's get it." All right. Do we have any more comments on the Bears?
On the Bears? No.
I want to see Caleb succeed, just not this week. Not this week.
To be honest, I have no problem seeing him succeed this week. I just don't want him to beat us. He can succeed all he wants. They just can't beat us.
Hey, Chris, that's cheating. No, I got the Texans defense in fantasy. I don't want to see him succeed.
Oh, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, well, no, of course, I don't want them to succeed either on your behalf. For sure. Yeah, because I do not have the Texans defense. My defense is so. Sorry, y'all understand. I was at work watching this game and I was crying, y'all, because like even though I knew I won, like the Jets defense was hurting my feelings, man. With a running back that I've never heard of in my life, who ain't had 100-yard rushing game since high school.
Oh, hey,
it really hurt my feelings to see that. I know they were the 49ers, but I don't care.
And Christian McCaffrey's not playing this week.
Yeah, I know he ain't playing this week. Oh, but I'm just like, I really want to cry. Oh, the good thing we're the primetime game, so I will be. I like when more primetime games because then we got the big money for like the FanDuel fantasy, and it'll be kind of easy to pick this one.
Yeah,
this will be a little easier to pick.
Speaking of picking things, let's get a score prediction. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with the over/under and who's favored. The over/under for this game is 45.5 points, according to ESPN. The Texans are a 6.5 point favorite. How are we feeling?
That's too low.
Okay.
Like that's how I'm feeling too, and
that's too low. I see Houston putting up 30 themselves, 30 plus.
I picked up I picked Houston put up 35. I put what's it called to put up 17. So that's already over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 35-17.
Oh yeah, 35-17. That was what was on my pick 'em. So that's what we're going with. That is really what I think.
Okay.
And just real curious, before we keep going, because I know I missed on Sunday, how close we were with them with our score with our pick 'em scores from Sunday that we did last week. Because I know I wasn't here. Just curious.
Jeff said 31-20. I had 24-23. Chris, you had 28-24, and Mike had 35-21.
Okay, I was just curious because I figured it was gonna be pretty close. I was just curious. All right, now we're good though. Good. That game, I saw that being a close game with division.
Yeah,
this one I blow out.
All right, Mike, what was your score?
I'm thinking we're gonna go 34-21. No, I'm being nice. Let me stop lying. 14.
Okay, that's still over. So 34-14 over. Also hits the spread. Chris, 35-17 over, also hits the spread. I chose 24-7.
Oh,
I get why. I get why.
See that. I can see that.
I get why.
Yeah, 24.
I feel like, I feel like we could put up 45 points by ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, we could, but I think there's going to be some struggle to it. I think we'll get the job done, and I think 24 points is probably plenty as long as we play clean.
The only reason why I'm going a little bit higher is because CJ in prime time.
CJ
prime time. That's like his thing.
Home.
Yeah.
What's
we beat the Browns 45-14 in the wild card.
Prime time.
But we had two.
When is When does Christian Harris come back? He's out for what, 4 weeks?
Yeah, we're probably looking at like week 5, week 6. He's back.
Toa got it for right now.
Okay, yeah, he was actually all right. I think he actually played all right on Sunday, to be honest. You know, like I said, I honestly think AR I just think AR has an arm and he just puts it up there and his receivers just is able to get it. That's honestly what I think it was. To tell the truth, he only completed 9 passes. Like, he had more rushing yards than Jonathan Taylor. So
yeah. All right. Well, look, I think that's a good spot to go ahead and wrap this sucker up. So, do we have any closing comments on this preview before the Bears game?
Me personally, like I said, I'll be in the building. Be screaming and yelling. I'll be nice and hoarse during that game. I'll be there in the building. If you see me, wave to me. Let me know. Tell me you said hi, anybody, because I'll be there. I'll be the guy in all white. I follow instructions. This is the whiteout game.
Nice. Okay. So are we wearing like the away jerseys?
Mm-hmm. White jerseys, white pants.
Interesting.
because of the home game. Maybe because it's prime time.
It's prime time. That's the real reason.
Yeah. And the whites are pretty clean.
Yeah. Even though that all red is a problem.
So reminds me of what was Battle Red game last year? Was that the Jacksonville game?
No, it was that was a couple years ago. When was that?
Last year's Battle Red was,
I feel like it was Jacksonville.
Well, we had a couple where we rocked the red helmet.
Yeah.
I think the Jacksonville game we had a red helmet and like the color rush jerseys or something.
Uh-huh.
That feels right.
I was just curious. It doesn't really...
You don't have me look that up.
Yeah, I don't remember. But folks, I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their evening to come on and talk ball with me. Mike, Chris, thank you. I want to thank you guys for watching. Go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button. Hop on over to Mass 3 Productions on YouTube. Give a like and subscribe. Head on over to That Crazy Podcast and Talk. Hit a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell on those. Hit the like, subscribe here. Trying to grow the channel. Trying to get in front of more Texans fans like yourselves. And, I'd like to be able to get to a point to pay these gentlemen for their time. So any like and subscribe helps tremendously. So also, if we said something that you agree with or that you absolutely hate, hit us in the comments. Best way to get our attention. So without any further ado, y'all be good people and have a good night.
Everybody have a good one.